Draw simple, easy.
Well, hello there everybody. Today we're going to be drawing a nice, quick, simple, easy picture of Nami from One Piece. So go ahead and in the middle and towards the top of your page, start by drawing off a nice, fairly large circle. And I build up my circle by using lots of little strokes so that I can help guide the shape round. And I won't go too heavy on the bottom of the circle, but just know that it will complete round there, and this will be the top part of Nami's head. Now I'm going to have a centre line that's just off of centre, maybe just over to the left, like so. And I'm going to drop it down by basically splitting this circle into thirds. There's one third up here, another third here, and then another bit here. So that this circle, once I create a length at the bottom for the chin, it's going to be 1, 2, 3 in 4 quarters. So 3 of those quarters are the circle, the other bit is the chin at the bottom of the face. Now to create this line, I'm going to go from the outside edge of the circle, curve down, and then bring that curve in at a sharper angle as we get close towards the chin. And then a very similar thing on the other side. That's a curve that goes up and then branches upward to meet that curve of the circle line as well. And that's how we've got that mapped out shape for Nami's face. Now this now being the halfway line, I'm going to put the eyes just below here. So I'm going to imagine the eyes filling in a block right in the middle of this half, and then right in the middle of this half as well. So just in here and just in there. And because there's less space on this side of the face, I'm squeezing that in ever so slightly. And I'm going to go ahead and draw on this nice big curve at the top, which will be the top curve of Nami's eye. And then I'll do a similar thing on this side as well. And it's quite a strong curve as well that goes on there. And then another similar smaller curve will be the bottom of her eye, like so and like so. If you imagine that these bits where we've marked out the side, these aren't going to be here in the end. These are just our guiding lines to help us out. So now I've got the top kind of curve, and imagine the almond eye shape there and also there. Her eyes themselves are circles that sit on the bottom and don't touch the top. So a circle shape that sits on the bottom, takes up a lot of space but doesn't touch the top. And very similar here, sits right on the bottom part of the eye, takes up a lot of space but doesn't touch the top. And then the eyelashes themselves for Nami, they're a little bit thick around the bottom where they go into a point, there and there. And over the top they're quite thick as well. So where they point out, the fairly thick shape we're going to end up drawing in. And the pencil's just going to help show us where that's going to be, but we'll get all the guiding in when we go to ink. 3 eyelashes, 1, 2, 3 on the inside, and then going up to the left on this side, 1, 2, 3 as well. And then there'll be an eyelash line that maybe comes just above the eye, around about there. And then the eyebrows for Nami are going to sit just up here, so it's well below the halfway point of these two sections. If we work in this top quarter of the face, the eyebrows are going to sit just somewhere around here for us, like so. Okay, and Nami's eyebrows are fairly straight lines as well. We don't need to work too much into them, just know where they are. Let's just check this is in focus. Lovely. Let's crack on with the rest of her face. Now her nose is going to be right down the middle, just to the left of centre as her face looks off to the left. And it's going to drop about as far as coming halfway down the edge of this circle. I'm going to say around about here. The rest of the bottom of the circle, or the face shape, will be dedicated to her smile, but the nose shape is going to come down this line here, fairly straight, curve out to a bump of the nose around about here, and then come back in just below that crosshair there. Just like so. So just follow that shape really. A long, gentle curve down, bumps off to the left slightly, and then you can put a nostril in as well. So in terms of Nami's smile, I'm going to work from basically the bottom part of this circle, and I'm going to go as far out as maybe just inside the pupil here and just inside the pupil here. These will be the edges of her smile, and I'm going to let it drop all the way down towards the chin. It's going to fill up a nice bit of the gap round about here, back up through there, like so. And then the top is going to be a curve that points upwards. So I'm just going to create the top of the smile curving in that direction instead. And the second you do that, you've got that line in, go down slightly and put another line in the same shape below. And that can be the top row of teeth, and then a real curved line round about there, and that can be the tongue. And then what we do is we put another line of shadow just below here to show the bottom lip, but that basically creates most of Nami's features in her face. Great. Now with the eye, as usual, we'll get a nice big dot of light up here and up here, and then the pupil itself just in there. Might go ahead and make both of those ever so slightly bigger if I just get more pencil around the outline, right round the edges and up towards the top, brings them forward a bit more. Now for the rest of Nami's pose, what we just need to do is take this whole head height, and if we go down by 1 head height, so entirety of this, we're going to go down again to around about here. This is going to be the point where Nami's leaning forwards and her boobs will hang down as well. So I'm going to get a neckline that comes just in line with the edge of the mouth. If we follow it all the way down here, just tucks in like so. Going to do the same on the inside of the jawline on this side. And what we're going to do is just imagine this box shape from the bottom of the chin. It's going to be a large box, just comes out around about here. Now we're going to fill this full of curves, but just to give you a bit of a measuring point of how we're going to work, this box is 2 heads wide, so this distance to here, we've got that again here. Here's the center of our box. And remember, everything is slightly left to center line because the character's looking slightly off to the left. So what I like to do is if we just got then this whole boxed area, we can have around about here, pointing off another half circle height down will be Nami's collarbones. So they'll probably come up here and come up here. And then the rest of this shoulder line is going to flatten out, and we're going to go into a circle here, nice and large for one of her shoulders. And very similar, we're going to get a circle in around about here, nice and large again for another one of Nami's shoulders. Now the arms themselves are going to just come down and in, so just bring a line that curves all the way in and down off the page. Same on this side, coming quite far and down, and then the rest of her chest is going to drop off from here. If I imagine a center line just over to the left around about here, what I like to do is just get in one big teardrop shape, I'd say. So you can imagine that there's a circle is the majority of this shape, but then as it goes up and it goes from the middle of the circle up towards the neck and the headline, it's going to go into a little bit of a teardrop instead. And then on the outside edge of this line, we're going to go up towards the middle of our shoulder circle, simply by going up here and then flicking out here, just to show how everything's tucked in. In fact, I'll make that a little bit shorter, just like so. And then a really similar thing on the other side. So almost tucked in ever so slightly behind this one, we're going to imagine another circle right around about here. Just like so, maybe about this big. And it's going to do a similar thing. So it's going to go up actually as a bit of a teardrop shape, but then I'm going to work up this side and just tuck that into the shoulder for the armpit area there. Then you've got this collarbone doing its thing here. The rest of the shoulders obviously up and back over here. And that's roughly how we just get in most of Nami's shape and chest. Our actual chest area is coming off somewhere there. Our arms are just behind this boob perhaps, but still coming in along down there. And then on this side as well, the arms dropping off there. Now, bearing in mind that these are circles, we map round them by putting on the bra by imagining triangles that are mapped onto a circular surface. But to basically make it easier, just start up here with a point, and then go down here with a point. Just keep yours at similar places. Mirror it on this side, we'll have a point there, and a point somewhere up here. And then we're just going to use this to create this curved line that's going to connect those 2 points. And that's just going to show how we've mapped the bikini to the boob. A line here to connect the bikini line, and again on this side, curved line that's going to bring all of this together here. And that's going to just come right off the side and hold everything in place there. And then from these points, we're just going to imagine a straight line right up behind the neck there, and another straight line right up behind the neck here. Fairly simple to build it up. And then we just need to worry about her hair and so on. So, with Nami's hair, it's going to be really thick and lustrous. So where we've got this head shape, just checking again, it's all in focus. We're going to create another circle that's even bigger, all the way around here. Following that head circle shape, I'm now making an even bigger one that's almost like a halo, all the way around, and this is going to be the volume to Nami's hair. So on the fringe area, where it's going to map out a lot of the top, we're going to have all sorts of bits coming into play. So you don't have to be perfect, but we're going to have bits of hair that come in at points, that come into a point just below the eyes, that always interfere with the face. And then as we come up around the side, we're going to have all these parts of hair that come down, and all the points play just at the top of the eye line. So we've just got lots of shapes that are coming up and down. I'm going to make sure that I definitely have one that comes down around about the middle and just curves in a bit like that over the top of the nose before going up and being its own shape. And then I'm just going to fill in more of the rest here, and then maybe I'll have a thin one, just a strand there, and just keep filling them in. All these curving triangle points, they're all starting from the top around about here. And you can imagine these curves following the circle line all the way around, curving round, following the shape of a circle, of a sphere I should say, a 3D sphere. So I get more points in there perhaps, and then I'm going to have another one, comes down much longer here, and then we get into the part of the face where the hair's actually overlapping. So this is halfway between the edge of this eye and the side of that face circle, and this is one of those long bits of hair that's going to come all the way down right over the chest, and it's just going to create a bit of a bulge there and then turn into a curl right about here, just curling off a bit of hair. So that goes fairly wide here, so we've got that sort of hooked curled point, and then it thins out a bit as the hair itself falls down here, and then you've just got a few lines of hair to indicate the shape and what's going on there as it curls off. So on this side, around about the neck, we might have just a tiny hint of earring off of the ear, but the rest of the hair is going to fall down over the shoulders like so. I'm just putting in a circle here and then just curling it back off over the shoulder. So off the back of the shoulder, curled up and round, and then joining up with the rest of the hair. Just like this, and then just shallower curves and curls as it all comes down off the side. And then on this side, we let this side fall long and back. This hair does all sorts of bits. It's a whole zone that's going to curve all the way out, disappear behind the shoulder, lots of different lines to indicate all that hair, and then what it does, it just starts to curl out immediately into cement. So we've got a big curl there, and then some big shapes that just curl off around here as well. Again, doesn't have to be perfect, but it just has to show there's lots of volume in hair doing lots of things. And on the inside edges every now and then, we get the hair just go off into a point here, points off about there. We get a few other curls that do a really similar thing here and here. And then on this side, there'll be maybe a curl that just comes off in the opposite direction up there with Nami's hair. And then there'll be a bit of hair that kind of cuts across ever so slightly around about here as well. And then on this side again, we get another bit that just kind of points off just below the eye line. And then the rest of the hair again, just either coming into points, or in this instance, coming behind the ear. So again, another little bit of earring shape there, just a cheeky circle. Again, getting these curves that come in and down around the neck and then disappear off. There might be a few loose strands here, but again, the hair's really dropping off and going back around behind the shoulder, like so. Excellent. So then all that's left to do is just put in a few lines to level out the area on the bikini, because there's one large strand here is made up of a few dots, and then we have a few stripes at the bottom. Similar on this side, large strand here, curving it to be nice and thick, and then if I just rotate that, get in those guidelines down there as well. Lovely. I'm just going to put dot in the middle of this one, another one here, another one here, Very similar, dot in the middle of this one. There and there. And then, simple as that, everybody, we've got ourselves a quick, simple, easy picture of Nami from One Piece. So I'm going to drop into some time lapse and I'll put some ink on this to show you all of the lines that we're keeping and which of the lines we're getting rid of. And I'll see you right at the end. And there we go, a quick, simple, easy picture of Nami from One Piece. Now, whilst I was inking this, I've realised I've left out her tattoo. So I'm going to just put on the shoulder here a really small circle that just covers up a little bit of the edge. A much larger circle that drops down a bit into a point, just coming off the edge again. And then I'm going to thicken this second one into an actual line, like so. And then if I imagine that this cuts across, it's going to end in a bit of a hook shape around about here. Probably going to see the other edge of a hook shape there for her old tattoo. So let's again just grab out an ink pen. Actually, let's use much nicer nib on this one and quickly fill that in. So just round here, just round there. Now I hope you guys have found this useful and I hope you guys have had a go at home. If you have, feel free to like my Facebook page where you can submit your artwork on there and we'll take a look and maybe put it up for everybody to take a look at. And don't forget, guys, to click subscribe on this channel. That's the quickest, easiest way to support what we've got going on. And if you ever want to, come and check out the Patreon page as well, where your pledges, as little as $1 a month, help keep this stuff going, as well as all the rewards I like to give out on there as well. So I'm going to ink this with a flesh tone, nice orange hair, a great big smile and some green patches on the bikini, as well as the tattoo being in a very dark purpley blue. And I'll see you guys for another episode next week round. Take care. Bye bye.